Hi L'Oreal, my name is Treto, and I'm a sophomore at the University of Michigan studying business administration with a minor in user experience design. But beyond that, I'm also the DEI chair for the Michigan Fashion Media Summit, and I really recommend you guys check that out, so I'll provide the link to the website in the bio below. I've also, in a figurative sense, used my muscle for entrepreneurship when I used to have a podcast called The Diverse Discourse. But today I want to talk about a time where I truly had to curate a space fostered on inclusion and stressed the importance of belonging. And I did this not through a club, but rather my own home. You see, starting from a young age and up until this day, I love dress up, dolls, makeup, and so much more. But my dad at the time didn't really know what to do with me, so his way of solving that problem was enrolling me in Shotokan karate. And at that very first lesson, I cried and cried because I just did not want to be there. But my dad looked at me very sternly and said, "Boys do not and should not cry." But, unbeknownst to me, at the time, enrolling me in karate was my dad's final resort at building a genuine connection with me. You see, he faced legal trouble, which would have resulted in inevitable deportation. So, driving me to karate was his last resort at bonding, before he'd have to return to Mexico, leaving me behind. But from that very first lesson onward, I kind of felt that karate was an inhibitor to my self-expression. You see, as my feminine mannerisms grew, so did my dad's interest in karate. So from what initially was a tool for a genuine relationship with me, turned in his way to kind of enforce traditional masculinity. But contrary to that enforcement, my disposition on karate shifted from dread to actually queer expression. Because as I earned more belt colors, I noticed that a more radiant, confident version of myself appeared. So, parallel to my growing understanding of queer identity, I noticed that the belt colors kind of formed a figurative rainbow of its own. Now, fast forwarding a little bit, I had one final belt color to earn, the black belt. And on that night that I earned it, my dad and I shared a moment. Though boys shouldn't and do not cry, we actually cried together. Because throughout my karate journey, I had grown into a pridefully queer, karate-kicking son, and my dad was now an undeported US citizen, an LGBT accepting one at that. And when I reflect back at this journey, I noticed that belonging is truly teachable, even to the people that we think will truly never understand it. Now, looking forward to this fellowship, L'Oreal's whole promise is to serve what the world truly looks like, not just a single standard. At L'Oreal, I'd use that muscle to be able to turn cultural insights into beauty storytelling, design touch points, and beyond that, look into teams and customers and see who's not being served and why. Whether it's content, shade ranges, and talent selection, I really look into those consumers and know that inclusion is no longer just nice, but it's the strategy. So looking forward to L'Oreal, I bring not just experience, but a vision where L'Oreal rewrites narratives. Because if DEI means anything to me, it's about creating a space and inviting other people in. Thank you, L'Oreal, for listening to me today. I'm excited for the opportunity to be able to build spaces, whether in beauty or business, where people don't have to shrink in order to belong.